The moment you've all been waiting for has occurred. The battle between Ash and Diantha rematch. Yes! This is just... There's so many reasons why I'm super excited about this, but before I get carried away on the battle, what I thought, what I noticed, what was great, what we can expect, we have to address the issue of the Zygarde with Olympia and Diantha. That was something I actually wasn't expecting in this episode. I really liked that. That is something I would have watched the episode for that alone, even if there wasn't like a battle. I would have watched like a filler episode if there was something to finally justify that little squishy thing in Bonnie's pouch. And it was like, finally, a plot to do with Zygarde. Because I know we're not going to get the games. I know Pokemon Z probably isn't going to come. A little upset about that. I mean, maybe the remakes for X and Y will just be Z. You'd be like, oh yeah, we got Z. We've just been updating the graphics every year and refining the plot. So now it's like super awesome. And we're like, oh sweet. Or maybe Pokemon Z will just be the last game overall. And it'll be like all the regions. Anyway. But yeah. So, Gym Leader calls champion, pretty standard, and then says, hey, you should go also check out that guy. That's when things stop being standard. That's actually, I'd say, a pretty positive sign for the league. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, come on. It's not like he beat her. It's not like this. Well, he's working on it, okay? He needs to train more. He needs to get in shape so him and his Greninja can work together. Because this is a type of Pokemon that he has with him that's practically a legendary. But there's a twist to this practically a legendary. He has to use it with his own body too. So this is like pushing the limits for him. Like, think about it. This is the first time we've seen in Pokemon where like the trainer and Pokemon are united to a form that they like both have to keep up some sort of strain. I mean, that's amazing. So we're not just training Greninja, we're training Ash here too. And that's pretty sick. It is. And then the fact that people are noticing him too, like everybody who kind of notices him, like this region's like, oh, this guy looks like he has a lot of talent. Oh, this guy looks like he has a lot of talent. You know what? I know they've done that in previous ones, but it hasn't been to this level. I mean, they're bringing him onto a high-profile project. They're like, hey, the regions kind of get destroyed, and FYI, there's this guy I think can really help us, or is probably involved in a way to, deal with this. I mean, I know there's also a little bit to do with Bonnie's Zygarde squishy core thing, but that aside, okay, I'm not gonna put that aside. But Bonnie's little Zygarde thing finally did something interesting this episode. It hid, and I'm wondering, why did it hide? There's like two. I mean, like, if it just showed the group and we just had a little duck in, it would have been, oh, it's scared of trainers. But no, it very specifically showed it hiding. That is important. That is important. I mean, sure, it's shy, but there has to be a significant importance to its specific hiding. And I believe that the importance behind its specific hiding is that it knows what's going on. And it's either afraid or it's in on the plot. Like, seriously. I know it's not going to be like part of Team Flare. That's very unlikely. But it knows what's going on. It's aware on some level and it has plans of its own. Or it's just scared to death. And the fact that that's the case is something that you might have kind of suspected, but I was nonetheless a little surprised at. I thought it would just kind of stay there and she'd notice it and make like an offhand remark like, oh, look, that's a cute little Pokemon. Thinking about it. Anyway, let's battle Ash. And be like, oh, okay. Plot twist. Might happen later. But no, we just like it hides. It's like, wow. Okay, now we can get to the Ash-Greninja and the awesome battle that occurred. Now that we've addressed the issue that she brought him in on this, she actually told him, oh yeah, there's going to be this big thing. Boom. It is time for the battle. And the battle was amazing. I mean, it opens up, Ash is at a disadvantage, Moonblast practically kills Greninja, it's not going well for him. But then as usual, the transformation occurs. Because, you can't land a hit on her, it's pretty bad, but then he gets into the transformation, and boom, we get the Ash-Greninja. It's like, yes, Ash-Greninja. And it is pretty boss in this episode, to say the least. Everything about it is just boss to the max. It is fast, it's powerful, it's furious, but then we see it transform again. And the animation they used with Ash and his Mega Greninja combined, and just like Dantha noticed it, she's like, whoa. I mean, she didn't know exactly what was happening, but she got pretty much the gist of it. When she Mega Evolves, things are getting serious now. Like, she was just like, oh, I'm just gonna test him. Like, last time, yeah, I think she didn't even like bother with anything. She just kind of blew away Pikachu pretty much. But this battle was serious. I mean, she's like, okay, we gotta Mega Evolve, we gotta deal with this. So she has Sir Knight, otherwise known as Gardevoir, Mega Evolve. It's like, okay, it's time to get serious now. So we have a serious battle going on now. And it was, wow. I mean, she was surprised when the Shuriken, like, outpowered her Shadow Ball, like, when Greninja got to his final form. I was a little disappointed by his final form. I mean, seriously, the wings. I know it's supposed to be kind of a Shuriken, and, I mean, that's cool, but I should have expected it from the previews and stuff, but I was kind of hoping there was a little more to the Mega form that was final. But anyway, it's still cool. It's still cool. But the Water Shuriken overpowering that, just the more speed, more accuracy, just everything about it, and the power, and it was taking blows pretty well too. And he wasn't like relying on underhanded double team to get his way anymore. He was just straight up attacking. And the power just exhibited was, oh man, on so many levels, it was excellent to the max. And I was just, if you can't tell already, I was just amazed and excited so much by this episode. Everything in this episode, I would say, was very, very satisfactory. There's no part of this episode that I can say, yeah, I watched it and I didn't really like. No, it was great. This whole entire battle sequence. And then just, oh man, and like, when they're like doing things together basically, but like not together, I guess. And then Ash took more strain. This shows growth. We are going to win the league with Ash. I am fairly convinced of that now. This battle makes me think that if Ash keeps working, he is going to win the league. And it will be amazing, it will be beautiful, and we will all be excited. Nobody, I think, can be sad if Ash wins the league. I mean, we'll be sad if he leaves, but if he wins the league and it looks cool and it's hard for him and it's exhausting, it will be amazing. And to be honest, if he loses because he collapses, like Ash is unable to battle, the battle's over, like they find some rule about that, I'd be fine. I would be fine if the reason Ash loses the league is because he collapses from exhaustion. Okay. So now wrap up. People leave, there's a little Team Rocket incident. I don't know what was up with Hyper Voice and why it made it collapse. But, again, Team Rocket, they had interesting reactions, Jesse. Just to say that Team Rocket is going to have to work a bit to get over what I see as their amazing, if not a bit concerning performance last episode. That was pretty over the top and pretty cool. Well, not last episode, actually, that was episode 22. Point is, their performances a lot have been super over the top, super amazing, and in order to see another performance, it's going to take a while. So, yeah. That is pretty much what I see as Team Rocket. If you want a more shipping, a more side of it, listen, there wasn't really anything that happened. Like, some people are like, oh, there's an indirect kiss because that was Serena's water bottle. You know what? By indirect kiss, usually it's a little intentionally indirect, is the idea. That wasn't intentional at all because Serena's like, oh, shoot, Ash collapsed. Here's a water bottle. I just so happen to be carrying mine. You know, I doubt she intentionally was like, I'm gonna drink from my water bottle, wait for Satoshi, and I mean, she might have, but I mean, she's not that type of person. So if you want that to be an indirect kiss, you can. And even if it's an indirect kiss, it's not like a huge deal. It's like yeah, that's interesting. I mean, like I heard there are some groups, some people that are interested in indirect kisses. So I decided to mention that for the purpose because this is the internet. Everybody's on here. Anybody who can access the internet is on here. So I figured might as well mention something that some people might be concerned about. And that's just how I'd wrap up the episode. Is we can look forward to an awesome Team Flare thing, because I mean that end sequence with in the little vial with like Sander and everything. We are really working up to a great Team Flare incidents. That's been evident. More and more Team Flare action getting ready. And I feel like people are battling Ash more to push him ready for the big Team Flare battle. I think the big Team Flare battle is going to be another test of his ability as a future champion. And we're just seeing more and more great battles, like Sawyer's coming up soon, all testing him for the league. And before we know it, Ash is going to be sitting up on that pedestal. So I will see you later. Please subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a dislike, leave a rage, and I'll try to get back to you. If it's nothing that I'm going worth really. Well, I shouldn't say worth. Point is, I'll try to get back to you. I mean, I can't talk to everyone. I've noticed that recently. So I apologize if I don't talk to you, and yeah, I'll see you later.